Good afternoon and welcome to Sowetan Women's Club Live in partnership with Toi Moi Spirit Cooler right here in the heart of the City of Gold. We are celebrating the fabulous 40 of the Sowetan that has brought us through fabulous years of iconic women, celebrating female strength, celebrating beauty, resilience, and the continuation of the African spirit. It's a very special live-streamed event that we have here this afternoon. We're going to be talking to some of South Africa's most brilliant and iconic women. And for those of you who are joining us in the comfort of your homes, COVID careful, I hope you've got your Toi Moi in hand. We do over here, and we're doing the same thing. COVID careful, keeping it lovely and keeping it spicy as we're celebrating with a bit of spring fever, with all the glam you want to know, and all the drip. So thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be celebrating women who've inspired us throughout the years, the course of the 40 years of the Sowetan, and of course looking to the future, to the trendsetters and the women who inspire us, blazing new trails yet unknown. Of course, we're going to be celebrating as well and rewarding those women in the categories of beauty and fashion, in arts and culture, in media and entertainment as well. So I'd like to extend a very, very warm welcome. Even though the weather didn't look like it was going to play nice, we say no weather pattern formed against us will prosper. We are here with our spring glam, and we want to thank you, our guests, our esteemed speakers, and of course, every single viewer online. We're here to celebrate, yes, the 40 fabulous years of women's strength, of resilience, of beauty, and connecting with some of South Africa's most admired women. Speaking of which, the editor of Sowetan, Makunga, unfortunately would not be able to join us today, but she does have a very special word for us all.
How's it, ladies? Thank you very much for joining us today. I am sad that I could not be with you in person. However, I am following this event and all the festivities on our social media platforms. Today is a special one for us at the Sowetan Women's Club. Brand Sowetan turned 40 this year. That's 40 years of this iconic platform, 40 years of telling your South African story. That's 40 years of truly capturing the hearts and the minds of South African. And so we want to say thank you very much for your support. None of it could have possibly happened without you. Whether you're an audience member, whether you are a reader, whether you are a business partner, we want to say thank you very much. We appreciate your support. Talking about business partners, I want to say a special shout out to Toi Moi. You guys always are available to support the efforts of the Sowetan Women's Club. And so today, this event could not have happened without you. I want to say thank you very much. We do appreciate you. To Team Sowetan, thank you for pulling this one off yet again. Arena Holdings family, we could not have done this without you. Thank you very much. I want to say congratulations to all the winners. Thank you for everybody who voted in the last couple of weeks. This event has really been special because of you. Congratulations to all the winners. I hope you enjoy this afternoon. Drink lots and lots of Toi Moi, and and I look forward to reading you and reading about your stories in the Sowetan on Monday. Thank you very much and cheers.
Thank you, Nwabisa. And just a reminder for you watching online, make sure that you're keeping up with this afternoon's festivities with the hashtag SowetanXToiMoi, and then of course keeping warm with Toi Moi. I'm very excited for our very first keynote speaker, or rather the keynote discussion that we're going to be having about strong women and how to be strong, how you become strong, and how you stay strong. I'm very excited to welcome onto stage actress, musician, radio, TV, and personality, MC and speaker. You will know her from decades. She's been the soundtrack of our lives. She's been the soundtrack through the fabric of our television experience, and an incredibly beautiful woman inside and out. A brand ambassador of the likes of Pons, Lux, French watch company Michelle Herbelin, to name but a few, but also affirming her space and place as a presenter on shows like Jiga Majiga, on Mzansi Magic's dating show Gwena, as well, of course, as on radio on Massive Metro, where the Tembi Takeover covered such topics as women empowerment, lifestyle, education, and really just touching base on everyday issues. And a huge inspiration, I think, to many, many South African women. It's about time to welcome onto stage the incredible Miss Thembi Siete.
Wow. Did you hear that introduction? Wow.
Welcome to take a seat. Yes, please.
Thank you. Oh my word, what an intro.
Well, you know, there's much more to say. Otherwise, we'd be here all day, but I'm so excited.
Thank you so much, and thank you, ladies.
So we're going to just do a little chat, a little tete-a-tete about what it means to be Thembisiete. And I'll be really interested to know what you went through developing your brand, what it took to become the Thembisiete that I've now described as an absolute inspiration to an entire nation and beyond. Tell us what you went through to create this.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me, Sowetan. 40 years, oh my Lord, time flies. And it just also makes me think of the early days, you know, the first picture, but it was an amazing journey, amazing time. What it took to be here or to develop my brand as Thembisiete, it took a lot of learning. It took a lot of trying different things. It took a lot of not really being relaxed and also testing yourself at all times. Because you don't just wake up or be born and say, oh, I can do this. Oh, I can do that. Oh, I can do this. As you go, as the journey unfolds itself, you discover certain things about yourself. How would you know what you're best at if you don't try, if you don't test yourself, if you don't learn? My journey started with music, you know, and thank God that music still is, not was, appreciated even today. People still dance to our music, they still sing to our music. But then also being in a group of 4, obviously you have to tag along all the time. You have to do things together. But as you grow apart. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And as you grow apart, then as an individual, you realize that you can't depend on anybody. You're on your own, you were born alone, you have to try things alone. And that took a lot of, you know, asking questions. How do I get there? Took a lot of paying attention to what really makes my blood rush and makes my heart beat fast. And I remember my first experience on TV when I saw this show on television and I thought, I belong there. The first time when I saw Yizo Yizo, I related to, you know, when you relate to a story, when you see yourself in those characters that are playing the story, and you're thinking, you know what, I belong there because I know that that's my story. I've experienced everything that they are telling. I experienced everything that is about the show. And that's when I thought, you know what, it's worth a try. And the whole process of auditioning, finding out how you become an actor, going to school and trying different things and trying to find what really defines me as Thembisiete, not as Boom Shaka with Lebu, Theo and Junior. As an individual, it took all of that, learning, trying things, being disappointed, tears, pushing yourself, being criticized and being, you know, compared with others. So there's no way that you would discover yourself sleeping and relaxing and saying, you know what, things will come my way because I'm Boom Shaka. You have to go out there and get it.
Sometimes it seems, as you're saying, the path is set out before you because you're with a group, you've already enjoyed a certain amount of success. But how do you know that you can go that way? Exactly as you said,
never know.
Have to touch. And you weren't afraid?
Honestly, I was. And also being in a group or being with my team, my family for 7 years, and suddenly I'm on my own. And suddenly the one person that I rely on and say, listen, let's go do this. Let's dress the same. Let's kill it. And say, I'm busy with my Drama Queen album. You go and do it your thing and do it on your own. And for me, just that on its own was a blessing when she said to me, you have to stand on your own. You have to have ownership. You have to own your own album, own your own music, have your own master. It was a hard call when it happened. It was very harsh. It was, you don't love me anymore. You're very selfish, you know. But as you grow, then you realize that parents and sometimes people that are brought, you know, by God to us, it's a blessing because they are not here by mistake. They're teaching you something, and they're not going to be here forever. They're here to teach you. There's a lesson that is placed for you, you know, and God is using them to send that message. And that was Lebo Matosa, you know. She taught me just being strong and being on your own and stand on your own, you know, and even my mom. So I'll be forever grateful for that, even though at first it didn't make sense. But today it's so clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, as we get on in years, exactly as you're saying, those things that looked like challenges, that looked like regrets, suddenly they become blessings.
They become a blessing.
And lessons.
Absolutely.
What do you think it is that young Tembi knew that I should actually listen? Because when you're young, you're headstrong, you think you're going to go somewhere, I'm on my career, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. How did you know that it was not a mistake to listen to the advice of the strong woman in your life?
You know, when you're young, you have a free mind. You are more creative. You have no references.
Yeah.
You have no disappointments. And I think that's why we're so crazy. Because we're so young and naive. There was no stopping us, you know? And that was a blessing on its own, even though it was a headache for a whole lot of people, especially our parents, because when you're a parent or a sister, onahana skolo akere. Onahana the homeworks, onahana bashimani, you're thinking drugs and being overexposed. But the one thing that I'll be forever grateful for is the support, the mom. By the way, I lost my mom not so long ago.
Sorry.
And I'm just so grateful that she was with me, still is with me for all these years. And I don't think I would be where I am today if it weren't of my mom, you know? So being young introduced all of those things. And once you expose yourself to all of that, that openness, and when you're younger, when you get older, you are able to choose what's good for you, what doesn't work for you, what you need to reserve and not overshare, you know. Do you choose to be out there to be overexposed, or do you choose to have a private life? Do you choose to only share your private life or your work life, or you're choosing only your work life? So when you're older, you are able to make all these decisions because of that experience that you had or everything that you've done when you were young.
Right.
So being young, it's a beautiful thing. And I support young people because I know that that's the time where you're laying foundations, you know? And when you're older, you're able to choose, I like that one. No, I don't like this one. I'm going to go for that one. And I think that's what happened to me.
So in the many platforms that you found yourself, radio, television, and music, do you have a favorite? I mean, you're good at them all, so do you have, if you were to choose, is there somewhere that you feel like, actually, if I could only do the one?
I love being on stage. Can't you see that I'm glowing right now? Can't you see? I don't know. I love being on stage. There's just a certain freedom. You know, I don't talk a lot. I'm not a very expressive person. But then when you're on stage and being a midget like me, I'm like this short, guys.
I identify.
So when you're short, you feel taller than everyone. You feel that sense of power. But also if you're not that open person, if you don't talk a lot, that's just a way of English bathong. Yeah, expressing yourself and letting out and letting go, you know. So for me, performance music is therapy. And I find it, I just recently found that with acting as well, you know. I think it's just a very different space that I'm in right now when it comes to my acting career, that there's a little bit more of understanding, there's a little bit of more research, there's a little bit of more a core feeling that I have learned, or that I think I have right now, but it comes with growth and it comes with learning and experience as well, you know. So just that, when you are able to dig deep down and say, I want that emotion, you are able to get that emotion because somehow you've been through it. Somehow you have experienced that feeling. Somehow you have seen someone going through that, you know. So somehow when you grow in your career, it doesn't matter with field, when you're finding yourself and when you're willing to be open-minded and you are learning, then you are able to understand it a little bit better. Yeah.
We've spoken a little bit about the different roles in your career.
Yeah.
But in your personal life as well, we fulfill different roles as women. You're a mother, you're a sister, you're an aunt.
Yes.
Tell us about some of the successes and challenges and lessons that have brought you to day now, as wise as you are, because I'm getting a whole lot of pearls here.
The successes and the challenges. I think really my success is just being able to not losing my own identity and staying firm in who I am. There's just a lot of platforms. A lot of different... Okay, let me just go back to being young today. It's difficult, being young today.
Yeah.
Because you are exposed to so much. I'll talk about social media. And somehow that prevents you from understanding who you are because you take in different things from different people, And somehow you get lost in a way. You somehow get confused to where do I belong, who I am, what is this, what is that? And the one thing that I think I managed to, not to perfect, but to get it on lockdown is not losing who I am. And that's just staying firm and strong in my beliefs and doing things and not being swayed around by, oh, what's happening on social media? Oh, this is what's happening. It's just always been about, speaks to me. This is my truth. This is what I believe in. This is what I love. This is what makes my heart and blood rush. So I'm going to go for it. I'm not doing it because I'm not doing it because but the sad part with the young people right now, there's just so many role models and so many directions and somehow you get lost along the way. And that's why as older people, we need to stay firm and say, who are you? Do you even understand ukuthi uzalwa ubani? Do you understand your passion? Do you understand where you're going? Do you understand your beliefs? Do you even understand that you have a family? Who comes first? So once you have family and you understand that they come first, those are the people that are going to be honest with you no matter what. They don't care whether you're on Gomorrah or whatever. They stay firm with you and say, this is the direction. It's your choice again, Guti. What direction are you taking? So I'm really grateful that I've always had a firm and strong family, especially my mom, and praying, and friends that I surround myself with, and also being strong-headed. I need to really also give myself props in God because that's also my connection, my communication as well. That's what keeps me really grounded. And I think I've succeeded when it comes to that.
I think you really have.
I think I have, yeah. I really think I've succeeded when it comes to that. And then when it comes to failures, obviously, my Lord, if you are sitting around and sleeping, where are you going to experience failure? You're not. So failure is also a blessing because the next time when you go back there, you do it better because you have experience. So failing and failures, they're really important. Let's go through them. Let's cry, beat yourself up. You don't feel like wearing makeup or looking cute. It's okay. There's another day. Wake up. Who's Tintite girl?
Yeah.
And wake up and rise up 10 times more and do it again. But trust me, when you do it again, it's going to be much better than the first attempt. Am I wrong or right?
Yeah.
So
You got it.
I don't have a fail. I'm still going to fail even more and start again. Yeah.
I mean, who comes to mind is Rihanna's got a tattoo. I don't know, people love or don't love, but no regrets, only lessons.
No regrets. Only lessons. I like that. Yeah.
I mean, she's a billionaire now, so she's learning.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So you've spoken a lot about the people who surround you, the core of who you are, your identity, where you're going, what you want. How are you inspired every day? What inspires you every day to stay the course, to continue exactly as you are on the way you're going?
I have a boy. His name is Dakalo.
Dakalo.
Yes.
Hi, Dakalo. How is he watching from home?
I hope so. He brings so much joy, bruh. I can't. Like, they don't have a dull moment. There's no sadness. It's like, party every day. Like, I'm like, this is God.
Yeah.
This is him saying, I'm around. It's okay. Whatever that you go through, fine. How can I? It's a different energy. And I look at him and it's like, even if I don't feel like waking up at 5, because it's so worth it. You had brought so much hope, so much life. You know, when you have a reason to wake up, a reason to do purpose.
That's
Hey, batong, tusang, batong. Yona eo.
purpose.
Hey, yona eo. So that's what I have. That's what keeps me going.
Yeah.
That's just like I want the best for you. You know, because you're not only my son, but you're my hope, you're my smile, you're my joy, you're my life. You make me feel good, you make me feel beautiful, you make me laugh. Babe, you get hugs every single day.
For
and
free,
they're consistent. You get kisses from nowhere. Mommy, I love you. Like, huh? I like, there's no man that tells me they love me like so many times. I like, lerato le lekana. Sometimes we don't know because of the experiences. I get it as women, we meet up people and you're thinking, yeah, you know where I'm going with that. But with this one, it's different because it's consistent. With this one, it's genuine. This one, you know what? This is God. Yeah, this is like pure love. This is real love, and it's not going anywhere. And you just have to nurture it and make sure that he's safe. He goes to school. He's there. You pray for him. That's all I'm going to say. Pray for your kids.
And thank God for praying mothers.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us wouldn't be sitting here without the power of the prayer of our mothers. So I imagine that this young bundle of joy, this amazing, they talk about apples and trees. You're talking about the energy, the life. It must come from somewhere. But he's changed your life, right?
He has.
He's changed the focus. He's changed the angle. But you were a little bit of that anyway.
I think I'm better now. Because sometimes I ask myself question, maybe sad, maybe lonely, maybe just feeling like there's something missing, because there's a point in life where as a woman you feel like now there has to be a little one.
Yeah.
It just comes. It just happens, and you're thinking, no matter what, And then when that happens, you're thinking, okay, now I understand what I was feeling. Yes, it was yet time. It was the right time. And I'm glad that I waited, and I'm glad that I waited to feel that I want this child.
Yeah. Perfect blessing at the perfect time. Under grace.
Yeah.
Under grace. So just before, I've got one or two more questions, but just a reminder that we're going to have a Q&A as soon as we're done with our little chat. So online, please make sure that you're sending through your questions. Even in the room, we'll be sending a mic through if you've got some questions. But the one thing I wanted to ask as well, we spoke about the young Tembi. You spoke about youth today and the challenges that they face in terms of social media and self-identity. If you were to give advice first to your younger self, to a Tembi who didn't know that Boomshaka was coming, that young girl that had a hope, and that's the first part of the question. And the second part of the question is for the young girl who has hope now, who's watching, who's uncertain, who is torn in many different directions as to who am I, what am I worth, if I don't have those likes, if I don't have that. What would the advice be? And would it be different from then Tembi to a girl now who's looking to be a powerful woman?
I think fear prevents amazing things from happening. I think how taba, you limit yourself because you're just so worried about what are people going to say. And you never know until you're out there and try. Let's stop being scared. Go out there and get it. And I relate to what I'm saying because I was that young girl, especially when you grow up depending on other people.
Yeah.
The fear of, oh my word, am I ready to face the world on my own? It's the most scariest thing. Even with business, we're not only talking about entertainment here, we're talking about different fields, Business. You're so used to the 9 to 5 and the idea of, oh, I want to be a woman and do things on my own and handle. Just that fear stops you from achieving great things or doing great things because it's not going to go well. Why did you leave your job? What were you thinking? What were you doing? You have to translate because... but it's comfortable. I like that one better. And but without that support that I always go back to, having to have that one person that you can have a chat with and say, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm afraid of. That one person that you can just share your deepest thoughts and your deepest fears with. And then they come back and say, you know what, you can do it. And you have more to lose if you don't try.
Yeah.
But a lot to gain if you do try.
Okay.
So I was just blessed enough to always have people like that, just like, this is how I'm feeling. Should I, should not? Sitting, they would say, go do it, and I'd end up not doing, because I'm so afraid. I'm so scared of people. I'm so scared of media. Batloring. Oh, Mudimo Shwashi, Batung, Batlun Klubula.
Who trusts you?
Oh, Mudimo Kakupalin to say, get up! You know? Especially when you're like in the public eye, there's just so many things that you limit yourself and limit yourself. But, sometimes you just say, you know what, it's fine. Let me just go in. Let's just, we'll see, So those are the things, that's just one thing that as young self that, I wish I was like brave enough to try more and more things, But as you're older, you think, you know what, I'll be more calculative. I'm going to try it, but let me have a tact. Yeah. Let me have a way. Let me have, so this is like the more mature and more experienced and reference. Now it's kicking in. Let me have more tact. Let me just tackle it this way. Let me do it this way. So when you're older, you are able to say, okay, I failed when I was younger. I was scared when I was younger, but now I have to go back. I'm not that scared, even though I'm scared, but let me have a way. Let me have a way. So that's what happens when you grow and when you mature, when you learn, when you ask, when you're able to say, okay, let me find my own way of doing things.
When you speak about fear and the power it can have over us, it reminds me, I've always thought of fear as the direct opposite of faith. Fear, the opposite of fear is not courage. The opposite of fear is faith and trusting in yourself and trusting in God that direction is the right thing. And that's what I'm hearing when you're saying that. I'm going to steal a little nugget from those who have come before as well in terms of the one thing you know for sure. If we can leave our viewers with one thing. What is the one thing that you know after all these years, after the love lost, after the career moves, after the businesses have failed and have been successful, and everything that you've been through, what is the one thing you know for sure?
The one thing I know for sure, it's all up to you. You're on your own. That's the one thing that I know for sure. The one thing that I know for sure, if you stop, everything stops. The one thing that I know for sure, be independent. Stand on your own. If you have support, great. But you have you. And you have the one thing that I know for sure, I cannot afford to disappoint myself.
Yeah.
The one thing for sure that I know I cannot afford to depend on anyone else. Because they are on their own as well. I mean, they came for themselves as well. They came here for their own families to look out for themselves as well. And I'm not saying be selfish, but the one thing for sure that I know, especially to that young woman, depend on your own. Be strong, work, push, wake up. Yes, you can have the hair and all of that, but it's not consistent. It's not going to sustain you. You can have a bag full of brown papers, but because you didn't work for it, there's going to be a young one again. There's going to be another young one that's going to have the same brown paper that you have in your bag, and the brown paper is no longer coming. So build now. The one thing that I know for sure, you have to start building right now. And it's not going to work or happen now, like, overnight.
Yeah.
It takes time. And some people are blessed enough for their things, they just lay foundation and things boom. And some, it takes forever to grow. And I'm one of those. I'm still growing. I'm still learning. I'm still searching for Tembi. What do you like? What are you best at? What is it that just, where are you at home? I'm still searching for that. The journey never stops. That's one thing that I know.
Wow, it's really powerful to know that the women that inspire us, I see you at the top of your game. And it's so encouraging to hear that the questions you ask yourself are the questions I'm asking, I imagine, that we are all asking ourselves as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to throw it out to the floor now for people who have questions. We've got a mic that's going to be roaming, and of course we're calling for questions in our chat rooms as well. If somebody has a question for Ms. Zierde, please. We've got a hand just here. Oh, we're just going to sanitize it. COVID. It's ruining everything. So we had a hand just here. Thank you.
Okay. Is it on? Is that on? Oh. I suppose I'll be the first one to break the ice. I wanted to ask you, I follow you on Instagram. So I noticed that now you're more comfortable with sharing like Dakalo, as you mentioned. So what's making you break those barriers? Because from what I gathered, you've always been very private, very like closed off and all that. But like I'm saying, as I'm following you on there, I see that you like slowly coming out of your shell. So what's causing that, and are you going to have another child? Do you plan on having more kids?
Did you see my face like that? Wanna come mosebetsi, guys. Woo! Sure, babe. Just sometimes you want to celebrate your child, hey? You know, we do like, we want to protect them as much as you can. Like I mentioned, when you're older and wiser and mature, you find your way. All mothers want to celebrate their kids, but the whole protection always kicks in. I'm not going to show Dagaro's face. If I do, it's something that has to be, you know, because that whole thing of you don't want your child to be overexposed because we're not built the same. Even with my family, I was just always been very aware of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, because there's no way you'll expose people into this world because you know it's a crazy world. It doesn't mean because you're in this business or in this industry, everyone else will be comfortable in just being all over the place, you know? So yes, I'm excited about him. I love him so much. Just sometimes I want to hug him and just show my affection and my love and how happy I am. But at the same time, I'm saying, I'm going to hide your face, Baba. You know, just one day when you grow up, you have to see that mommy still is very happy to have you in her life, you know, because you want your child to go back. You don't want your child like, mommy, were you ever happy, Mara, to have me? Mara, other mothers, they're posing with their kids, and other mothers are kissing their kids, Mara Mina, you know, and not that, but it just happens naturally. But I don't forget that I have to protect you. I don't want these Mimi pictures going. I don't want anything said about you. I don't want nothing. If you were to be in the entertainment industry, it has to be your decision. It has to be your choice, not mine. You know, but also I need to go back and say, oh, I'm enjoying this child. And he must know that I'm Mama Kashem. No, she'll move the world for me, that woman, you know? Yeah.
Thank you for that. You
Thank
really
you.
touch on something powerful about understanding our mothers' roles, you know, and being part of the people that they wanted to be.
Yeah.
And that you're part of that journey.
I can't
Another
choose
question?
for him.
Yeah. Another question on the floor? I can have some hands. Oh, there we go.
Hi. Hi, Austin.
Hi, Baba.
Before I pop in with the question, I was also just going to add that, you know, this life, the entertainment life, that's the life that you chose for yourself.
Yeah.
So you also don't want him to just plonk him in there without his consent. You know, when he's old enough, he'll make
Then he can make his
the
own
decision,
decision.
and
Absolutely.
and he'll do it on his own. And I really do commend you for that, because I do look at other mothers and I'm like, but is it fair though for the
It's not-
baby? You know,
Well,
that's
but
just
for
my
me, it
own
doesn't
personal.
work.
Yeah, that's my
for
own,
me,
also my
personally.
personal
Yeah,
thing. That is it
absolutely.
fair for the baby to just plonk them into this life that they did not necessarily choose for themselves? But the question. So I have a daughter that, for some weird reason, this is the life that she wants. I'm not that girl, but she clearly is. So you talked a lot about the support that you received as a young girl. And I would like to know, if you were to give me, as a mother, advice on how to support a daughter that wants to go into the entertainment industry, when you are sitting there and think the same things that you said, you know, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking,
You can relate because you're going
drugs,
through
alcohol,
it.
you know, this is what I see when I'm thinking, oh my God, my child, my baby, she's still a baby to me. 19, but she's still a baby to
Yeah.
me, you know? And I'm scared for her.
I know.
Like, I'm very scared.
I know.
I try to be supportive. I really do. But there are times where I'm like, hey, are we more? You know?
My mom struggled. My mom struggled for years. And I got tired of it. Because now, you know how black mothers are.
Yeah.
Guys, bomshaka nele hectic. So after every performance, all you do is you take off those braids. Sometimes there was no time to do braids because of school. So it was this vibe, actually. So this part of braids, you just have to put them and then udibo, you know. So after performance on Sundays, you are tired. Dr. Martens, these platform shoes, the whole hectic, guys. Dance hall, gyrating on stage. On Sunday morning, you come back, the braids are on the floor, Dr. Martens, everything, costume is on the floor, suitcases on the floor. Can you imagine? And I cannot go, it's Hillbrow, Bachelor Flat, yo, Park Mansion. It was this tiny. She'll come back from wherever, church, Rema. And then this woman, she'll make me clean, dishes. I have to clean up, I have to tidy up. I cannot go, I'm finished. Homework is not done. They got to a point where I was just really tired of this. And I'm thinking, Wang up, you're sham. You're not feeling for me. But that happened because she had no idea what I get up to. She had no clue. For her, it was like fun times, one misbehavior. You just want to be there. You don't care about your school. You don't care about being a woman, grooming, listening, mulao, and all of that. Being raised by a black woman, it's not easy. You know? And I'm tired of it. And then I decided I'm going to invite you. You have to see what I get up to. You have to be part of it. If you're not part of it, you're not going to understand it. You're not going to understand how powerful it is. You don't understand how it changes lives out there. You don't understand how it also helps a young child to discover themselves in every way, express yourself. And Boom Shaka was about that. You don't understand how free I am when I'm up there. But you know what? You're going to be part of my world so that you get what I get up to. You understand it. Bruh, Shem. She came the other night, one performance. After that performance, everything changed. Nana, uniform. Nana, the braids is right. Nana, little para. Nana, kill it design that black and white, it's about time outfit. That's my mom.
Oh, wow.
And then the brown outfit suede, was like posing like this with braids and it's leather. That's my mother. And then I just recently posted, And there's a story that I recently posted on my Instagram with Vinolia Mashiko. And then with rings, leather. I'll do it on my main page one day, you'll see, then you'll remember. That's my mother. It's just like, this is big. This is South Africa on its own. You're flipping everything. This is historical. And then she just, then Sabah people just nakan check in. I'm like, hey, son, this, come on. You know? But all I'm trying to say is be part of her world. Be involved. That's what I'm trying to say. Be part of the world and have a clear understanding. What is this about? Why are you so passionate? It's scary. But I think it gets better when you're more involved.
Thank you. Have we got more questions on the floor? Any more questions? Oh, there we go. It's on that side.
Hey, what up?
Love the outfits.
I have some words of appreciation from the Sowetan editor, Nobisa Magunga, who couldn't be here with us. She says, thank you for your energy, authenticity. Thank you for sharing your talent and your passion. Thank you for inspiring all of us to be consistent, not because, but regardless.
Oh, wow.
How amazing is that? Thank you so much. Thank you.
But I also have 2 questions for you.
Two. One, two. I'm playing.
The first one is, you mentioned your mom, how instrumental she was in your career, and you recently lost her. My condolences. So COVID has been such a tough time for all of us. So to any woman going through that grief, similar grief, what advice would you give them? Would you offer them?
The pain doesn't stop, man. There are moments. They're saying, take one day at a time. Allow it. Feel it. I don't like this question. Wabona? It's hard. Ho bohloko. And the only way to heal, allow it. Feel it. They're saying it gets better. I'm waiting for that moment.
It's never easy, and as you say, you have to just go through it.
Go through
and in
it.
your authenticity.
Absolutely.
Here you are.
I try
through
to
it.
be as present as I can. And I try to remember those happy moments
Yeah.
as much as I can. I really don't want to go dark or deep because it spoils everything. It's not easy. But they say time heals and it gets better as time goes on. I'm waiting for that time.
It will come. It will come.
And my second question is on a lighter note. You were recently part of Sowetan by Netflix. You're one of the idols that was the legends who recognized you and the late
That
Lebo
was
Mathosa.
special.
That's my question.
That was special.
How was it like to be involved in the whole project and to be immortalized like that?
Sure, it made me so emotional, man. You know, sometimes, you know, especially me, I work and I'm not working because I'm looking for props. I'm not working because ke batla matsoho, not that. I work because it makes me happy. And when someone says, well done, it's a big deal for me. It is such a big deal. That really meant a lot to me. Really, really special. Just being recognized like that, it just also allows you to go back like, oh my Lord, I've been working and working and working and not realizing how much I've been doing. And here it is, it's playing out. Some of the things that I did over the years, long time, I forgot what I was part of in the past. And then people come and remind me, remember you did this, remember you're part of that, remember. I don't remember because that was the time. I was part of it, I was fully present and really open to the next chapter. But I don't do it because ke batla ho praisiwa kapa ke batla someone to bow down for me. I do it because it's beautiful. And it's also amazing to see, to share what really ticks, what makes you alive and happy, and to see that it changes other people's lives, not because you want them to do this.
Powerful. Thank you. And I want to say,
Yeah, that's how I feel actually. Yeah.
well done for being a role model to so many South Africans. Well done for being a mother and a daughter and a sister and an aunt and doing all the things that you have done to inspire us all. And in the spirit of celebrating with the Sowetan Women's Club live in partnership with Toi Moi, I just want to ask one last thing before I release you. How do you celebrate yourself? You know, you talk a lot about being present now, perhaps missing it then because you were so busy. But as we're in the spirit of celebration, how do you as a woman celebrate yourself?
I think this is a celebration, just being part of this event and being surrounded such beautiful people. It is a celebration. It's a party, yo.
It is.
And
it
just
is.
giving the opportunity to share my story and just seeing everyone so involved and so here with me. Like like they're here and I'm like, maybe I'm saying something interesting. Or is it because they can relate to my... That is a celebration on its own. And I'm so grateful for you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Sowetan. And thank you. This is a celebration and I'm happy. Thank you so much.
Well, we thank you for your time and we thank you. I don't know about you, I've been basking in your aura this whole time. Thank you so much for the energy and the life and the legacy that you leave. And of course, for the path that you're still going to pioneer. Thank you so much.
It was fun. Thank you.
I don't want to say goodbye.
Kelebo.
Thank you.
Oh, my Lord.
You can
Should
take
I
a
go
seat
back?
down there.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Thank you so much. As we're moving through our afternoon of celebration here at the Sowetan Women's Club Live in partnership with Toi Moi. Just a reminder that the hashtag is hashtag Sowetan X Toi Moi, and I hope that, is this still drink number one? We're operating with decorum, are we? Fine. We're moving on to our panel discussion now. As we say, we're kind of chewing the cud about what it means to be a strong woman, what it means to celebrate strong women. And I'm very excited to invite onto the couch two phenomenal women, beginning with seasoned broadcaster Hooray, who's been in the entertainment industry for more than 2 decades. You may remember her as the bubbly, gorgeous, freckled YoTV presenter, and she's come a very long way from then. That was her rise to fame. She's forged an incredible path in the media and entertainment space, from kids television to mainstream media, to formidable TV host, to radio presenter, MC, and speaker. Obviously always adored because holding her heritage so closely, and I think that's a beautiful thing, specifically as we're rounding out Heritage Month. She's captured the hearts of millions throughout the course of a 20-year career. You can find her on YouTube hosting the BBC Lifestyle Sessions. You can also catch her every weekend on 947 Weekend Breakfast, Saturdays and Sundays, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. She is here with purpose, power, and impact. Please help me welcome Hooray. Yeah, music. Very well, thanks yourself.
Thank you. No, they said I want to play music, so
play the music, yeah. Our second panelist is a wife, she's a mom, she's a digital entrepreneur, she's a founder of Aneno Beauty, as well as Wisdom and Wellness, passionate and focused on wholesome living, and that's from relationships through to holistic health as well, and all things home and decor, so I feel you over there. Her life's work involves a lot of unlearning, and I think we can really echo that from what Tembi said as well.